The Omen is a movie about a version of Satan known as the Antichrist, someone born on Earth who will eventually rise up and lead the forces of darkness against the forces of light. The Omen starts off with a political diplomat at the hospital where his wife is about to have a baby, but he's told that the baby is dead. Before telling his wife, he speaks to a priest who suggests that he adopt another baby, one who had just been born, and the mother died during childbirth. This is done off the record. They basically just hand the baby, named Damien, to his wife and say that it's her son. Only her husband knows that the baby is not truly theirs. Anyway, it flashes forward to Damien at about 5 years old, and at his birthday party his governess hangs herself publicly, and other strange things happen, such as random Rottweilers hanging around the grounds. A new governess shows up seemingly out of nowhere, with the vague explanation that she was sent by some agency. Okay, so it's not really a spoiler, and I have to say this to talk about anything else here, but yes, Damien is the Antichrist, and the governess is a Satanist whose job it is to protect him while he grows up. She keeps him away from harmful influences such as church, and undermines the parents' attempts to raise him properly while encouraging his worst traits. The father gets a visit from another priest who tries to warn him that Damien is the Antichrist and that his wife, who is pregnant again, will not be able to keep the baby. Damien will not allow it. He's thrown out as a crackpot, but later this comes true as Damien causes his mother to fall and lose the baby. Most of the rest of the movie has to do with the journey to find out if Damien really is evil, and if so, what can be done about it. During this, his father runs afoul of cultists and is even attacked by the governess, and even when faced with proof, is sickened to think of having to kill a 5-year-old child. And that's really the crux of this movie. If you think of creepy kids as a genre of horror movies, The Omen is the one that codifies them. But Damien doesn't come across as a pure evil presence. He's still a child, and either he uses this to garner sympathy and manipulate others, or, well, the alternative is that despite having a destiny of evil, yeah, he's a little boy. The movie is not subtle, but it doesn't need to be. It barrels towards the conclusion at an increasingly fast clip, and gives you the right mix of resolution and ambiguity, which unfortunately gave us a slew of inferior sequels. This is also the movie that made an entire generation of people scared to death of Rottweilers. But honestly, as scary as they're supposed to be in the movie, every time I see one, I'm like, doggo! I have actually met people who think that Rottweilers are inherently satanic because of this movie. It's silly to think that something like this exists, but I guess it speaks to the effectiveness of the film. Overall, The Omen is good. It's well acted, it's well directed, and while the story is basic, it's told in a rather effective manner. My criticism would be that we don't get enough of Damien himself. I would have liked to have seen more and more of his interactions with his parents and their growing unease, but most of it is informed by exposition. Still, I recommend The Omen, that being the original, not the tone-deaf remake, or the sequels which serialized the entire thing way, way too much. I give it an 8 out of 10.